Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy.
Yeah.
You putting in that work.
Yeah.
Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate it. Love you too, nigga.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a gangster. Or used to be a gangster. I've been in the music industry for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, the industry's filled with gangsters.
For years, people have seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé as the perfect couple, the king and queen of modern music. Every time they appear in public, everything seems perfectly planned. Matching outfits at the Met Gala, bright smiles at the Grammys, and private jets landing in style. But behind that flawless image, people in the industry have been asking the same question for years. What if their marriage isn't what it seems? What if everything, the songs, the tours, even the family was created to hide something far more complicated than anyone knows?
Initially, when Beyonce started dating Jay-Z, who is very successful, but he's also, generally considered a gangster rapper.
For 2 decades, we've been told Jay-Z and Beyoncé are a story of love and power. But insiders tell a different version. According to several people who've worked close to them, their relationship has always been more of a business partnership than a romance. Jay-Z's image changed almost overnight after he linked up with a young Beyoncé in the early 2000s. Before that, his music was full of tough, macho energy and little emotion. Then suddenly he was in suits, visiting art galleries, and smiling for charity events. The change was too quick to ignore. Rumors about his private life never completely faded, and some insiders even said his personal orientation was an open secret in certain executive circles, never written about publicly, but always discussed quietly behind closed doors.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in.
Right.
When Beyonce released Crazy in Love in 2003, the story of hip-hop's bad boy turned family man was complete. Beyonce became a global star, and Jay-Z looked like the man who made it all happen. But that same year, Diddy entered the picture not as a rival, but as a collaborator. When Beyonce recorded Summertime with Diddy, people on set noticed strong chemistry between them. It blurred the line between work and something more personal. Insiders began to whisper about an unspoken triangle: Jay-Z, the businessman keeping the image together, Beyoncé, the perfect public figure, and Diddy quietly in the background. Jay and Diddy had been friends long before Beyoncé came along, bonding over fame, loss, and trouble, including both facing legal issues in the late 90s. Those shared experiences built a connection that went beyond friendship, and when Beyoncé arrived, that bond reportedly deepened even further.
There is a partial verdict in the Diddy case. After 2 days, the jury has reached unanimous decisions on 4 of the 5 counts. The problem is that 5th count means that we don't get to find out what the verdicts are on the other 4 because they are hung up on racketeering.
In 2000, after the MTV Video Music Awards, the first real crack appeared. A woman known only as Jane Doe later accused both Jay-Z and Diddy of assault at an after-party. Both men denied it completely, calling it blackmail, but the story never fully disappeared. When the case resurfaced in 2024, it reignited questions about why Jay-Z would risk his reputation to defend Diddy so strongly. Some believed that kind of loyalty hinted at a much bigger shared secret one that could bring down more than one empire if it ever came out.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, the clock is ticking on Diddy because on Friday he finds out what his sentence is going to be, but today he found out what prosecutors would like that sentence to be, and it is vastly different from what his attorneys have suggested to the judge. Prosecutors want him to do 11 years, just over 11 years.
By that time, Diddy's legal troubles had exploded. Federal agents raided his homes in multiple cities in early 2024, and he was later arrested on charges involving coercion, trafficking, and racketeering. His trial is scheduled for May 2025, but the damage is already done. Jay-Z, normally vocal about social issues, has stayed completely silent. Even his famous Rock Nation brunch, a symbol of his power, was quietly canceled. Many saw that silence as confirmation that Jay-Z's connection to Diddy ran much deeper than friendship. Around the same time, Terrence Dean's 2024 memoir described a hidden side of the hip-hop world, one filled with secret relationships and double lives. He didn't name anyone, but the details sparked speculation, especially since Jay-Z's transformation from street hustler to art-collecting billionaire looked eerily similar to the patterns Dean described.
Sometimes Meek falls victim to, I have to explain myself because they be playing with my name.
Yeah.
And the more he responds, the more they...
Then came rapper Bobby Shmurda's 2024 interview, where he accused Roc Nation of spreading rumors about other artists to maintain control. He claimed the company uses private information as leverage, rewarding loyalty and punishing those who leave. The accusation sounded extreme, but it gained new attention when Jay-Z's name appeared in the same lawsuit as Diddy's. If his marriage to Beyoncé was meant to protect him, that protection might be falling apart. Diddy's close friendship with Beyoncé made things even more complicated. He was present at key moments of her career, and photos often showed them standing close, looking comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Some former staffers even suggested that Beyoncé's visits to Diddy's events were more private than people realized. Rumors about her children's resemblance to Diddy have circulated online, impossible to prove, but too persistent to ignore.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever.
As Diddy's legal problems grew, Beyoncé's team stayed quiet, just like Jay-Z's. But when gossip blogger Jason Lee revealed that both had privately contacted him about Diddy's allegations, the story exploded. If they had nothing to hide, why try to stop the coverage? Piers Morgan later apologized for airing unverified claims from Jaguar Wright that linked the couple to Diddy's trafficking case. Even so, the damage was done. Observers noticed how carefully Jay-Z avoided being photographed near anyone involved in the trial, while Beyoncé's public focus shifted toward family and charity as if distancing herself. Those who knew her early in her solo career said Diddy had a huge impact on her confidence and image. What once looked like empowerment now feels more like influence under a darker light.
Do I think, yeah. There's no, every man possibly is capable. I think he's very capable of doing it. It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with, what makes him, power. That's just the selfishness to make you be like that.
Through it all, Jay-Z's silence has been the most powerful sign. The man known for turning real life into lyrics refuses to speak about the lawsuit connecting him to Diddy. His only comment called it an extortion attempt, but analysts say silence can speak volumes. Some believe he's protecting Diddy or himself. If his marriage to Beyoncé was created as a distraction, Diddy might have been the perfect partner in keeping that secret. From their early collaborations in the late 90s to the 2020 Black Billionaire Brunch, their public friendship looked unbreakable. But now that image feels like a performance hiding leverage and secrets that money can't contain. With Diddy awaiting trial, people are asking how far Jay-Z's loyalty truly goes and what Beyoncé has known all along. Some insiders say that if the full truth ever comes out, it could completely rewrite what we think we know about fame, power, and love.
They saw evidence in the case. They immediately honed in on racketeering and they started saying, why is this racketeering with one guy? And they're charging this one guy. They had a real problem with that. They did not have a problem with the Mann Act. They found him guilty on the Mann Act. And they hung 6 to 6 on.
As Diddy's trial continued into 2025, Jay-Z's silence looked less like loyalty and more like survival. Every new charge, coercion, trafficking, conspiracy, closed the walls tighter around Diddy's circle. When Diddy finally stood in court and apologized, calling his behavior shameful and sick, some wondered who he was really apologizing to. Was it only the victims? Or also to the powerful men whose secrets he helped? Protect People began recalling moments like the $2005 million check Jay-Z and Diddy donated for Hurricane Katrina relief. Back then, it looked like generosity. Now, some insiders claim it was more like insurance, a way to protect their image. Throughout their careers, both men have used power and money to shape stories and silence rumors. And now, as the truth begins to surface, their carefully built empires may be facing the one thing money can't control: exposure.
Was centerpiece of a lot of what happened during direct testimony were freak-offs. And what the prosecution tried to show was that he forced and or coerced her into doing these freak-offs. And we've talked about this earlier this week, that at least my opinion is that in a lot of these, the prosecution just didn't close the loop. It was something she